Secular criticism is an idea offered by Edward Said in his 1983 book The World, the Text and the Critic. There are many such wonderful books written by Edward Said but overshadowed by the influence of Orientalism. Anyway, in this book, he tries to imply by the term secular criticism a revival of criticism as a mode of uh, as an instrument of social change, socio-political change, intervention, ethical obligation, etc. Because what he finds is that, especially due to the effects of Derrida and Foucault, and later he will name Baudrillard and others also, there is an excessive investment in a kind of so-called textualities. So, criticism has become uh, twice or thrice removed from life. Originally in the 60s, he appreciates when literary theory started, it was a wonderful experiment in opening up different areas. Like Levi Strauss was there, Walter Benjamin was there, Sassoon's influence were there, Marxian critics, other Marxist critics. So it was a wonderful interdisciplinary field which brought together so many things and opened up new vistas before our eyes. But gradually, with the coming of post-structuralism and so-called postmodernism and deconstruction, actually, people got caught up in the wave of textuality. So, obviously, his target is Derrida's comment that there is nothing outside the text. After that, that is true, a lot of people, you know, who had been committed intellectuals earlier, they moved into a kind of all-pervasive textuality, signified and signified nothing else. The world itself became a text. So then how do you resist? It is an intellectual's job. It is an academician's basic prerogative to educate society, to change, for the world to transform. But if you are, caught in the notion of textuality, like everything is Maya, we say in Vedanta and Buddhism, then you need not do anything. So other critics also have, incidental should remember, like Frederick Jameson had or has alleged that these are the kind of logics of late capitalism, that postmodernism is a very bright theory and all that, but actually it takes away agency from people. Agency is, in simple meanings, to ability, the ability to do anything. So if you are told that everything is textual, you cannot do anything. So he targets especially Foucault and Derrida. Later in other essays also he has commented the lazy incapacity of Baudrillard and others. So he was a very committed intellectual, Edward Said. Remaining in America, doing a university job in America, he had been constantly fighting against American government's policy. But America also gives that space. Their universities are fully autonomous because they know that for the advancement of knowledge in the true sense, it should be free from political pressure. Anyway, and there is an added angle following from this, that is subdivision of criticism. Today, the situation is such that every critic is again further specialized critic. Someone is feminist, someone is in post-colonial, someone maybe now decolonialism is there. Some say my specialization, some will say is eco-criticism, some will say this criticism or that criticism. So Said finds it is like priestcraft. Different priests, they have their chosen gods and a couple of followers, devoted followers. They don't know anything outside that. They follow that priest, they talk among themselves within that group in some esoteric language. They don't even talk with each other. I mean, the groups do not talk among themselves, not to speak of larger society. So this is a kind of priestcraft, a pseudo-religion in the name of criticism. Society says that this should go. Secular criticism, rejects this idea of so-called feminist criticism or post-colonial criticism, because criticism is an open and constant challenge to any given set of powers. So when you cite says, when you qualify criticism by a name like say feminist criticism, or we can say eco criticism, this is an anathema, because it means that you will critique a particular thing only from certain points of view, feminist or post-colonial or postmodern. You will be blind to the other issues, other problematic issues that may be there. So criticism is an open criticism of life. It's almost Arnoldian, but with the insight of theory. So we must reject the priesthood. Now, this is not only theory that I am teaching or telling, this is about life. Take the insights from criticism, but apply everything. And every person, he says, has the right to question anything and everything in society. This is the basic human right. And obviously, in a democratic way, not to create chaos, but to help further knowledge and further improvement, advancement of knowledge rather. So this is what is secular criticism, criticism which is non-sectarian and non-pseudo-religious, and at the same time not blind to the society outside, not only caught within texts. He said there is no contradiction between being professor of literature and fighting for Palestine's right. No, everyone did not fight for Palestine's right. You may choose your own areas to, what to fight for. That is secular criticism, very important concept from the world, the text, and the critic. In fact, the very introduction is named secular criticism. And thank you.